Hey, what's happening, guys? Ronin Man here. Well, I didn't expect this, but I'm on the tour here. It's day 3, and it's been fucking fun every single day so far. I'm here at a friend's house in Redondo Beach, and we did not get much sleep last night. It was very fun. People are going to be starting to wake up right now. It is fucking blast. I did not expect this. I did not expect this. But the tour is turning out to be a hell of a lot of fun. So anybody who we're having the Ozarks Summit. The goal is to be July 4th. So July 4th in Arkansas. We'll get you the exact address if you want to come. It's going to be fun. If you're first time, it's $398, and if you've been to another summit, it's $298. So I'm here, and actually we're at a buddy of mine's house, college buddy, and I'll go in the backyard here. And it's just fun. It's like fucking. I just read a nice comment by a woman, Kotani, I think is what she calls herself, on one of the in the comment section. But there's the jacuzzi we were in last night. I think the girls are gonna wake up soon, so let's try to see if they come down. Hopefully they don't come down before I finish this video. But it was like that. Oh yeah, the comment was really nice, and it was basically. It was in the Sugar Mama video, and she was just saying, like, she's had a lot of fun. She said a lot of younger guys tend to like her, and she likes to have fun. She doesn't want to be serious, and she's been, she said, pressured into some relationships. But I want to get you guys a view of the ocean. I don't know if we can get out there, because it's pretty nice. It's really pretty here. We're in Redondo Beach in Los Angeles right now. Let's see here. And I just saw that, and I realized that there's two ways to live, right? Whether you're female or male. There's fun way and there's a boring way. And the boring way is the way most people think that the only way to live is, right? They think that there's only one way to live. Oh, I thought there was something interesting here. Let's get this little thing in here. Here's something you might recognize there. A little director's cut. We got the old Ronin Summit cut 1. Oh man, I'm just so happy. Fuck, I'm so happy. I read that comment. Her comment was basically like she likes to have fun and like she wants to find like. I'm not saying she wants to. Don't reply to her comment. I'm saying like she left a nice comment saying that she likes to have a good time, and she could really relate to that video, the Sugar Mama video. And I thought, and I really respect her comment. So please do not post anything below her, saying, "Oh, looking for sugar." What she's expressing there is kind of like we were talking about last time, her soul. What she feels, what she wants. And a lot of people don't want to be trapped. They don't want to be trapped in one place. They don't want to be trapped with one persona. They don't want to be stuck on ideas that don't work anymore, And a lot of the red pill and, being aware of what's going on in the world and changing is like throwing away these shitty ideas, that you got to be like super serious about life. And I don't know, I guess you gotta like sign contracts, and your life just becomes a long series of meaningless bickering over small details. That's basically what it is. That's basically what most people do. Like, two people will get married or whatever, and then they just bicker about stuff. They just argue about, I don't know, coffee or toilet paper or just stupid things like, what time someone should go to what lesson and this and that. If we go down here, it's a really pretty beach right down there. That's the Redondo Pier, so we're down there. But I'm not going to walk down there because I don't want to leave the door open. I don't want anybody else to go in there. Not anybody else is going to go in there. But I want to wake you guys up and, like reawaken myself, is that life is good, man. Life is adventure, man. If you understand what 1% of people understand, which is that life is not meant to be shit. It's not meant to be. It's not like you're breaking away from something that's so difficult. It's so difficult to break away from, it's like, no, life is not meant to be shit. It's meant to be fun. You're meant to have friends. You're meant to travel. You're meant to try new things. see new things, learn new things about yourself. You know, it's like this way that most people live. I don't understand it. To me, I just don't get it. You know, like when I was I guess when I was younger, people used to say to me, you kind of like grow up. That's what people used to say. This is one of the ways that people get you. They'll say grow up, right? Grow up. Now I don't know what grow up means really. I think grow up means have a shitty life like everybody else. Like don't expect too much. Don't don't have fun. Let's see. What does it mean? It means don't have fun. Don't do anything that's going to embarrass me. So like if I'm having a shitty life, then I don't want you to have a good life, because if you have a good life, then it makes me look bad, right? Because then I'm just like, oh, I'm having a good life and you're having not so good life. So then you feel envious or something, right? So grow up, you know, just be miserable, you know? And I really, these are kind of, what do you call it? Human traits, right? So I'm not saying like, if you've ever said something like this, like you have to give up, you have to give up and you're one of them or something. It's like, no, these are temptations that we all face. These are temptations to give in to that 99% that are all around us. They're all around us. It's all the time. Everybody around you is living a shitty life, pretty much, you know? And you just got to decide. You say, well, you know, you know, when you see people living fun life, when I see somebody, and I mean this on a daily basis, like when I see somebody doing cool shit, and I just think immediately, instead of like letting myself fall into that kind of just a little bit jealousy, you know what I mean? I just immediately think like, wow, here is a great example for me. Like I'm gonna learn from this person. Yeah, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna do like for example, if I meet a cool guy doing stuff, I'll volunteer to help him or help. I've done this a bunch of times. Like my parents always told me when I was younger, they're like, don't work for free, you're an idiot, you know? And I'd be like, well, they're doing cool things. Like I'm going to go do stuff with them. Like I actually felt when most people would be, you know, feeling they had to get paid, I was actually grateful to be with some people, like just to see their lifestyle, like to kind of just do stuff with them. You know, even if I didn't make much money or didn't make any money. I was just like, this is awesome. Like I'm learning. Like I look around me, I see all the sad faces, and I'm like, what you're getting, you know, it looks like, I don't know. It's like a mind fuck, you know, because you look around and everybody's kind of doing stuff that they don't want to do, and like you're like, and so they'll say, you know, like they'll give you advice that sucks, basically. And so at the end of the day, you got to kind of look at what the result of their life is, right? Are they happy? Like, are they doing shit that's cool? Do they have fun friends? Do they do things they want to do? You know, are they growing? You know, are they growing? Are they trying new things, right? You know, and for me, like that's all I want to do my whole life is just keep growing, keep meeting cool people, keep traveling, keep finding better ways to do things, like whether it's make money or get in shape or, you know, whatever it is. It's not about one like magic answer. It's about that constant search for magic answers, like for good answers that are seem like magic, right? A good answer can seem like magic, right? But actually it's not magic, but at the moment it feels like it. And that's why the word magic exists. Not that magic is real, but it's just like when you're feeling really bad and then all of a sudden you change like something like in your life, right? Where you move to a better place, or you just something changes, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I just feel better. Like, holy shit, it was this easy, you know? Like you know, wow, you know, that feels like magic, right? That's what I'm talking about when I say magic, you know. I'm saying like how you don't get from, it's like that farmer, right? The guy's lost and he stops to ask the farmer, and he says, how do I get over there? And he goes, you can't get from here to there. Like there's no way to go. Because what he meant was there was no easy way. You had to go like really far, right? And it's like, that's how it is when you feel bad, and then you get into a space where all of a sudden your life's like full of adventure, you know? So the only thing I can say to you, like when it comes to this kind of shit, is to never give up, because everybody has bad days, you know? I definitely will have days where I'll be just like, I don't know what's going to go on, and, you know, thinking about stuff, you know. It's not about not having feelings or not having up and downs and all that. It's just about knowing that like life can be a series of adventures. Like that's all you got to know, is that just hang in there for another day and look around and keep improving yourself and try new things. And you know, like a lot of people will say, like, oh yeah, I want to do stuff, but then they don't do it. You know, that's a really common. Like, they'll say, oh, I want to come, you know, I want to do this, and then they don't do it. Like, when the day comes, when it's like you have to do it now or not, they won't be available, you know. And I find that sometimes with the people offering houses too, with Ronin men, they're like, they're not available, and then when it actually we come to town, then they're like, oh, I'm available. It's like, no, you got to be available, you know, before, because there's a moment in time, right? There's like a moment, there's a window, right? There's a window of opportunity, and this is the difference, I think, between adventurous life and not. It's one is knowing there's adventure, right? There's knowing that life can be better. That you don't have to be like have a retarded life. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, it's not necessary. Other people are not doing that, right? You know, just knowing that reality, right? And then the other thing is that when you see an opportunity, it's not going to look like opportunity. It's going to look weird. Like, I'll give you an example. Like 3 days ago when we started the tour, the very first day was kind of very quiet. Like, I remember I was sitting around the afternoon, and I was just sitting there, and I forgot what I was doing. I was doing something. I was not sure what we were going to do. I didn't know if we were going to be up here. I didn't know if we were going to go to Arizona. Arizona was getting locked down. There was a lot of unknowns. And I remember I was looking over at Ray, and he was like sleeping outside in the afternoon. You know, he's like sitting outside. And I was just feeling like, you know, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. But I know that you just have to kind of have a little bit of patience in these moments and just say, you know what, is like, if I stay on this path, then I have a chance of having good things happen, right? Fun things happen. But other paths, there's no chance. Like, it's not going to happen. there's no 1%. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, a lot of lifestyles, the way people live, it's just like, it's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's always going to be shit. And you can see it with people when you see them when they're older. You know, like, you can say, oh, that path was not a good path, right? I don't want to go down that path, right? So with the other paths, there's a lot of unsure. There's a lot of unsure things. I think that's part of it too, is the desire for sure things is what stops people from having a life of adventure. Because adventure is never sure. Okay, adventure, the whole point of the thing is it surprises you. It comes out of nowhere. Boom, bites you in the ass. And all of a sudden, last night was adventure. I was laughing my ass off last night, trust me. I was laughing my fucking ass off. As soon as everybody wakes up, I'm going to be laughing my ass off again. But, and I didn't expect it. And I realized this tour is going to be a lot more fun than I thought. You know, it's like we're going to be having fucking fun. more fucking sure, right? And, you know, that's good. You know, that's fucking good. You know, that wasn't the point of the whole tour. The tour was, I wanted to meet people. I was actually working on a new trauma recovery product, which is a very serious topic, right? And also I wanted to meet everybody. And I wanted to go to where everybody is, because some people say they can't come. I'll say, okay, well, I'll go to you. You know, so that was my plan. And also I wanted to see the States, and it was a lot of things. But having a super blast is kind of a side benefit of it, right? But it was I jumped into the unknown. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen to the tour. I didn't know if anybody was actually going to come through. I didn't know if Ray was going to show up. I didn't know if the car was going to work. I didn't know if anybody was going to be here for, you know what I mean? I don't know if people were going to answer emails. But I just said, hey, I'm going to try this fucking thing. And it's a lot of moving parts. It could go wrong and all that shit. But I'm going to try it. Fuck it. You know, I'm going to try it. 55 years old. Fuck it. I'm going. I'm in. You know, I'm in. You know. I tell my friends, where are you going? It's almost like when you go on a trip or when you go on a new journey, it's almost like this is what it feels like. It's like you pack up, you tell everybody goodbye, and then you basically just sit outside in a chair in the yard in the beginning. And everybody looks outside and they're like, there he is, sitting in the yard. Like, where the fuck is he going? He's not going anywhere. He's just sitting there. He should be working. You know, he should not be doing that. This is a dumb idea. He's not planning this. This is stupid. He's blah, 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 blah. Everybody's just like blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there, you know, and just hanging in there, right? And then eventually, you know, something comes up, and then all of a sudden you get a call, and things are, you know, people are looking outside and they're like, oh, maybe it's kind of happening all of a sudden, you know, maybe, oh, something's happening out there, you know. And the next thing you know, it's like super fun, and it's like, and he's gone. He's out around the world. He's doing stuff. He's fucking totally like transformed, right? The whole thing is transformed completely 100%. And everybody says, I want to do that. See, but they don't realize you got to sit in the fucking yard in the beginning and look like an ass. You know, when you start a new business or a project or a trip or anything that is hard, right? Even something like simple, like trying to get good at yoga. You look like you're sitting in the fucking yard and people were just making fun of you, basically. They're like, that's not going to work. You're too old. It's not going to, you don't have this and this is, you're not too tall. You're not too short. You're too fat, too sweet. It's like, this ain't the wrong time now, 60s, 70s, 80s, that was this. And now the laws and, this and there's that and the stock market. And then there's this, now there's like pandemics and seasons and currencies and there's always something to think about. I know a lot of people, they just spend a lot of time thinking about how bad things are, like conspiracies, how bad everything is, everybody does this and that, and then but what does it get you? Like where do you end up with that thinking? Like where do you gain? Like is there any benefit? Like it's like, I'm not saying don't think all these things and just cross them out of your life. I'm just saying, like, take a moment, breathe in and just think, where am I going with this? Like, what am I going to get? Look around at the people that are doing whatever you're doing. Let's just say conspiracies about the COVID thing, right? Everybody's talking, there's this and that happened and that guy did this and he's behind this, and you're looking at them. Just take a moment and pretend you're like on a CCTV camera. You're like an observer, no emotion. And then watch them and just think to yourself, are these guys happy? Is this beneficial? Like, are they doing something that's good? Is this going somewhere? Like what's where are they going? Like, what the fuck is going to go on next? Like who, you know what I mean? Like just look at them and think, is this what I want in my life? Like, is this the future? Right. And then other people, they're like got their nose to the grindstone on something and they're fucking working on it. Right. And they're sitting in the yard and they look like, they don't look like they're doing anything. They're just kind of doing the thing that they need to do, right? Whatever that is. And then they're just like, they're working on it, right? They're working on it. They're taking the risk, right? They're not just sitting around and fucking doing the easy thing. Cause it's actually quite easy to talk about, to complain and conspiracies and stuff. It's quite easy. It's really comfortable actually. Cause you can just sit there and you can just talk and your friends will be like, you're right. And everybody's right? Everybody's right, but everybody's wrong, I don't want to be like that. Like I don't mind a good conversation about something, a good theory, like, hey, did this happen? Did this guy actually do, that's fine. A little intelligent, interesting discussion about something like that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all good shit. But it's like, stop yourself. In other words, have like a little a circuit breaker in your mind where you're just like, wait a second. How long I've been doing this? Like, is this beneficial anymore? Like, do I want to do this? So that's part of it. Part of adventure and part of, I think, changing your life and seeing like another reality is you have to question yourself, but in a kind way. I think it's important in a kind way. I'm very pro kind way, because when you question yourself in a kind way, it allows you to your ego to accept the changes that are coming, rather than making yourself an enemy of yourself. Like, don't humiliate yourself or others. Just allow yourself to see things, and then just to look at them and then just think, where is this taking me? Where am I going? Don't make it a big right and wrong, good and evil. I'm going to beat myself up. I'm going to do this. No, that's not going to help you change. Just look at it. Look at it in a very detached motion and say, is this where I want to be? Am I going where I want to go? And then when you decide that you're not going where you want to go, then you have to, it's work, right? It's like sitting in the yard, right? It's not like you just decide and then all of a sudden you're like there, It's like you got to say, okay, what do I got to do next? Like, what's next? Like Ronin said, sit in the fucking yard, right? Hey, Ronin said, sit in the fucking yard, right? So sitting in the fucking yard, okay, what am I going to do that I'm going to work on when I'm in the yard? What am I going to work on? What is my thing I'm going to work on? What direction am I going? Maybe you're going to become the person that you hate now. This is one of the hardest things for me, is I will have a certain, and I've talked about this, I think it was in the Persona video, you might like that one, but I will have a certain, let's say, way of living at a certain time in my life, and then I will change. But the way that I change, it's almost like you have to be willing to become the person that you hate in a way, because you're going to have, like, in other words, let me say, because you have these rigid ideas about life. We all do, right? About the way things are. And then all of a sudden, when you feel like, hey, maybe I need some change in my life, you will start to look for options, but your mind will block out most options. Because your mind will be like, no, I don't want to be like that. No, I don't want to be like her. I don't want to be like him. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want this. And then it doesn't allow you to reevaluate. When you reevaluate, you got to really do it. You got to reevaluate like super hardcore. You can't have a bunch of mental blocks. You got to say, hey, look, I'm willing to become. And this has always been I think my younger self might not understand myself now. That's possible, actually. That my younger self, I think my younger self would be super proud of myself, actually. But let's say he was, and let's say he didn't understand. Let's say I forgot what I used to be like. Let's just say, that's fine. Because becoming the guy that you think you hate, it's actually kind of a cool thing because it shows that you totally were able to digest a mistake and be wrong. And I think that's a lot of it, is we don't want to change because when we change, one, we've already decided we don't like this kind of person. We don't like that kind of and I'm not going to do that. And then all of a sudden, when we decide to change, we got to open our mind up. Maybe we saw things wrong. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we're not. Maybe our vision was not accurate. Maybe we're in a different stage in life. Maybe we were wrong. You got to accept that maybe you're wrong. Part of it, I think a lot of changing is realizing that you were wrong about something. Of course, not always, because sometimes you just moved on. Like you finished something. You finish high school and you go to college. Like, you're not wrong. You just finished, right? You're done with it. You're finished. You've done what you need to do. That's another reason why you need to move on. Is like when you're in kindergarten, you're in there for 1 year, right? And then it's done. You're done. You're not going back. Anybody who goes back to high school, goes back to kindergarten, it would be very odd, right? But we do that mentally, right? We go back to kindergarten. Like, I'm going to go back to kindergarten because I got kindergarten mastered, right? I'm going to go down there. I know all the math. I know all the words. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to go to first grade or second grade. I'm going to go to kindergarten because I could be a superstar in kindergarten, right? And that's what we do mentally. That's what people do in their lives. If you look around, a lot of people, that's what they do. If they're good at something, they don't try anything new because they're like, I'm not good at that. I look like an idiot. I'm sitting in the yard on that one. Everyone's like making fun of me, like, what the fuck is he doing in the yard? He ain't going on a big trip. Look at him sitting there. He ain't doing anything. He's just sitting there, And people will make fun of you. They'll say that was a dumb idea anyway. He didn't even plan it out. The guy has no ability to plan. He doesn't have enough money. What is he going to do? He's going to get killed. It's like COVID. He's going to, or crime or whatever. It's not going to, and then people will just be talking. You can hear them in the window, like talking, right? They're just saying things about you. And the thing is the way to think about it is not to think that they're your enemy. Okay, don't think about it that way. What you want to think about is they are loving people who are kind of lost in a way because they're part of the 99%. They don't quite see yet what you see. See, so when someone doesn't see something, they don't do it, right? So when you see it, once you've envisioned, you see there is this way to live. There is, there's a guy who is a professional climber, like mountain climber. I love mountain climbing. Like that's all he did is climb mountains. And I saw that. He never had a job. He just climbed mountains all the time. Like that's it. Drive mountain to mountain. He'd camp in people's yards. He'd camp in people's driveways. He'd stay in their houses and he just climbed mountains all the time. Became very famous. And he actually made money, wrote books and did well being a fucking mountain climber. Like he didn't have a sponsor. He didn't he just climbed mountains and he became famous for climbing. I forgot the guy's name. There's a movie about him now. But that just realizing that there's different ways to live. You don't have to do what everybody's telling you. And so when you hear those voices coming from the house, those voices could be your voices too. They could be your own voice. They don't say, hey, they're your enemy and you're better than them. No, the whole point is that you were just like that 2 minutes ago. And now you're waking up and you're trying something new and it's going to be hard. So don't make enemies, while you're trying something new because you might need some help. You might fail, and that's fine. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. You fail, then when you fail, when you sit in the yard for a while and you fail, it actually gets easier because people will be nice to you for a while because they'll be like, yeah, you were wrong. Yeah, you're an idiot. Yeah, it's come back to us. We know what's going on, But actually secretly you're like, that didn't work because this. Why didn't it work? It didn't work because of that. And you're like, it's hard to take the ego hit, but you're like, yeah, okay, I see what it is. And you see where they're coming from too, because again, this is like, think of them as your own voices. Like that house, you're in the yard, right? And you hear the windows are open and you could hear the voices coming from the house. You could be in the house saying those things too, right? It's not necessarily tied to them. It could be you. And so just say, okay, well, why did it fail? Why didn't, and then say what vision, just trust yourself that you're going to find a new vision for a new thing, you know, and you're going to be like, okay, that didn't work, but I tried it, you know, and then pat yourself on the back, because whenever you try something, that's always good. Seriously, that is always good, because you're like, hey, I did it. I tried, you know, I went for it. And I tell you, I respect other people who try. Like, I see people sitting in the yard, I'm like, that dude is doing it, you know, he's doing it, you know, and it's like, it might not work, and it usually doesn't, and then you feel like more of an idiot. But the key is, don't feel like an idiot, because again, you're not beating yourself up, and you're not an idiot. You are seeing something very few people can see, so of course you're not going to get any support, except for people that love you and just help you for any reason, but they don't really believe in the idea anyway. But because you want someone to believe in the idea, right? You want them to be like, you know, the idea, I get the idea, you know. And it's like, no, they don't get the idea. The best you expect in life is people to be nice, you know. That's why you want to be nice too, because you're going to need some help sometimes, and you're going to help other people. That's the ultimate goal, is that you can help other people. So when you see other people doing stuff that are lost, you can help them to go sit in the yard and work on their journey, right? You can help them to do that, and they can help you. You know, when you're on your journey, and sometimes things change, like COVID changed a lot of things financially, and some people that were like doing really well, you know, they sat in the yard, they worked on their thing, they did it, and then then you know, the unexpected happened and they lost it. Now they're having to do it again at an older age, which can be tough. It can be easy, depends on where you're coming from. But I'll just say that this is the journey I'm on, right? This is the journey I'm on. Endless journey of this, you know, basically. So, you know, here's a trip. We're gonna do this tour. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Getting a lot of support now. Everybody's like fired up. So let me tell you what I know so far. And I'm not a detail guy, so the two guys that are coming with me, they have the details, but they're asleep. So let me think here. So one thing is, we're going to have July 4th in Arkansas is going to be the Ozarks Summit. So if you want to come and be part of it, definitely come to the Ozarks Summit. We got a house, we got some land. It's going to be good. The apartment's not huge, but we're going to figure it out. Don't worry. If there's too many guys, we'll get another place somehow. And we got a huge piece of land, so we can camp there, and it's owned by one of the guy's families, so it's like we can't get kicked out, right? We're totally fine. There's a river and stuff like that, so maybe we'll camp on Saturday night and we'll stay in his place the rest of the time. So we'll see. But anyway, that's in Arkansas, down, I don't know if I forget the name of the city, but it's somewhere down near towards like Texas, like on the south side, somewhere down there. And so that's done, and so come join us for that. You know, get a feeling of the vibe. And then we're going to do a one-day summit, probably in Albuquerque in a few days. So we'll do Albuquerque probably, let's see. We're going to be in Albuquerque like in 2 days probably, New Mexico. That's my goal. I don't know for sure, because we just got a new offer of a great place in LA. So I don't know for sure if we're going to go, but probably 2 days we'll be in New Mexico. Now that doesn't mean the event's going to be, well, I gotta figure it out what date it's going to be, but just figure that there's going to be a one day, we're going to try to do a one day event, and I will do it even if one guy comes. Okay. So even if one guy comes, we're going to do it. The one day events are $100. Yeah. It's just $100 cash at door. And so we're going to do a one day event in in New Mexico, Albuquerque, where they did Breaking Bad. And we're going to go around to the different Walter White's house and stuff. The chicken place and all that. It's going to be fun. And then in Austin. So we'll do a one day event in Austin. So, and that's going to be probably right after New Mexico, Albuquerque. And then we'll do the summit, which is going to be, we got his place for a week. So 2 days before, 3 days summit, 2 days after. So you can plan on coming July 4th, the weekend, right? And then you can come a little bit early and leave a little bit late. Don't obviously stay more than 2 days, but you got a free place to stay. It's included in the price. And we got to get our own food. We're going to barbecue. We're going to do whatever. We're going to have fun. So, and we got the land, so we can camp if we want on Saturday night. But it's going to be good. It's going to be deep. The one day summits are new, so I don't know what they're going to be honest, but they're going to be good. So they're going to be fun for sure. So if you want to come to the one day summit, let me put some details down below, because I'm getting overwhelmed with emails, so I want it to go to another guy. So just so we can organize these things better. So one day summit, New Mexico coming up soon. Let's say something like 4 days from now, 5 days from now, something like that. And then let's see, Austin next, one day summit there. We're going to be in Austin for a while, and then July 4th weekend in Ozarks. So if you want to come to all of them, totally fine. That's totally fine. You want to join the caravan. If you're going to join the caravan, you got to bring value, right? You got to bring value. Make it easier for us. Don't make it harder. Don't make it where I'm like babysitting you and like we're trying to do this. No, you got to say, hey, I'll take care of that. We'll do that. What do you think about that? Everybody's helping each other. And this is part of the stuff I was talking about in the beginning. People will say they want to be part of stuff, but then they're not really willing to do the stuff that the kind of guys that do that kind of stuff do, right? We just want somebody who's a team player. They're like, okay, we need a place tonight no matter what. I'm going to rent an Airbnb, boom. It's not like it's part of the deal. It's just like, hey, this makes sense tonight. We don't have a place. It's raining, this and that. Let's do this. Let's go here. Okay, I'll go pick up some chicken. Why don't you guys go there? I'll go there. Team players, people who think ahead, and that would be, if you want to come on the caravan, you got to be like that. You got to be a team player, period. And able to be a team player, right? So if you're not physically able, or you're absolutely piss poor broke and you don't have a car, that's tough, because if you're on the caravan part, it's like you're going to be doing stuff, and there's work to do, like moving, luggage here and there, but not really, right? So the main thing is good vibe. I would have to say number one. When I say team player, a team player is not what you give financially or physically, it's mentally. So it's somebody who's fun to be with. You're enjoyable. Like we wake up in the morning, we're like, hey man, what's going on? That kind of thing. That's the number one thing. I'll tell you right now, if you're coming on the caravan, if you want to know what's the most important thing, is that everybody is getting along and that it's fucking fun, right? That's where that is, do not make no mistake. That is the number one thing, right? If you're coming, just complaining, talking about politics, bringing up conspiracy theories all day and just repeating, if you find yourself repeating the same tropes over and over, okay, where whatever men always say, you just repeat that about women. You just repeat it. You just kind of repeat it. Don't come. Or think twice. Like make change. That's not, we're not here for that. This is not just a group of guys. You got to watch a lot of my videos to really get what we're doing here. But if you're into it, and you're like, that, I want that. Like, I fucking want that. I want you to come. I'd love to meet you and hang out. So we'll put more details below this particular video as they come up, specifics. But July 4th weekend is done. Okay, it's done. That's definitely happening. I don't know if that's Saturday or Sunday. I don't know what the deal is. I'll have to check the calendar. But July 4th weekend, Ozarks, Arkansas, Southern Arkansas. We're going to be there. And we'll be two one-day events. So, fuck, I don't know if we can ever get out of LA though, because we just got a killer offer. And it's like we're having so much fun here. My friend just woke up. He's like, "Hey," I was like, "I'm doing a video." But yeah, so it's going to be really, really fun. And that's the only way I want to live, man. Fuck, that's the only way I want to live, man. I just don't get the slavery, man. I don't see it. I don't want it, and I don't want to be around it. I don't mind if other people do it. It's fine. This guy over here is fine. But it doesn't make me happy. I want everybody to be free, and have fun. I'd rather have everybody fucking having a good time. Like, that's better for me. Women, men, everybody just enjoying themselves, not tying each other down to these stupid contracts and arguing over stupid things. And, it's just like, fuck, I don't need that. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.